Alright guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about what I think is probably one of the most iconic or really legendary RC trucks that are out there. I wanted to talk specifically about this Tamiya Blackfoot here. For those of you that have been following me on the channel now for some time, you have probably learned or know at this point that the Blackfoot is actually my first hobby grade RC car that I got when I was 9 years old. It was gifted down to me from my stepdad, and it was just an awesome truck back then to have. To go from the Tyco Bandit to the Blackfoot, it was like a huge step up. And when Tamiya re-released the truck in 2016, I had to have one. It was just kind of like a throwback to my childhood. So as soon as it came out, I picked one up from RPP Hobby and threw some basic electronics in it and started ripping it around. And then I kind of molded it into what you see now. At the moment, it probably looks kind of really like a stock looking Blackfoot, but I can assure you is anything but that once I get you up and close with the truck. Go over a couple things with the truck. Basically, it started out right from the box, completely stock, and then the first thing that I did is I had gotten some C's aluminum wheels for the truck with the gold centers. I had finally tracked down a complete set of Blackfoot ones. So I had those on the truck, and naturally I love the old school Imex G Hawg tires, so I had tossed those on there. Then, as the truck was gaining some popularity back, an online buddy of mine, Jacob, he started a company called CNCRC, and he developed a full carbon fiber race chassis kit for the truck. So, naturally I had to scoop up one of those. As of right now, there's not a huge, tremendous support for the Blackfoot, unfortunately, as far as aftermarket goes. But I was lucky enough to scoop one of Jacob's chassis when he was doing them. Unfortunately, he no longer is. But search around, you might be able to pick one up. And I'm going to go over with you guys, the details of the chassis and what makes it great and some of the other add-ons that I've done to the truck to bring up the par. And we'll get into some running videos. So, the first thing that we'll talk about here is with the chassis is that it is indeed a full carbon fiber setup. So you've got your plates with your middle supports and everything. It's got carbon fiber front shock tower, and it raises up your center clearance, which is kind of nice. Probably one of the best things about the chassis though is the steering servo setup. So if you have an original Blackfoot, surely you know that when you compress the front end, usually you get the toe in and the Weeble looking tire thing going. With Jacob's setup, it puts the servo at the correct geometry and equal length turnbuckles and all that good stuff. So it really makes a tremendous improvement on the steering. You don't get that bounce steer or the pigeon toed or any of that stuff. Chassis set up for a nice 2-cell style hard pack lipo. And then one of the upgrades that I just did recently, I was looking for some additional power for this thing, so I hit up one of my buddies, Mo. He's on the up and up with everything, and he recommended this Team Orion D-Drive system, which is actually really awesome. I was not familiar with this at all, and it's a brushless motor speed control combo all in one, all in the motor, which is awesome because with this chassis, it doesn't leave you a lot of room for other electronics. Even in a stock Blackfoot configuration, you didn't have a whole ton of room. So it's really cool that the motor and the ESC is all one unit, all plugs in, kind of cleans up the chassis and stuff, and this thing absolutely rips now. A couple other things. I did the aluminum threaded body shocks. These are from the seller from eBay overseas. They work good though, and they are holding the oil so far, so that's a huge plus. I also swapped out the wheels for some JPS style wheels that Jacob had also done at one point. Super gorgeous wheels, 60-61 aluminum. These things, you hit them with a power ball, they polish up really, really nice. And then probably the biggest upgrade, and an absolute must, is, and it's not really something I can show you guys, but if anyone has a Blackfoot or has had a Blackfoot, they know that a couple of the weak points on the originals were those really crappy hex dog bones. Not only were those a problem, but so was the diff. Naturally, I put this thing together, and probably by the second battery pack, the rear diff was clicking like crazy, so I went with an MIP unit on that. And that's made a tremendous difference. Truck is no longer making any more crazy noises, and it transfers the power down, and the truck's just it's a blast to drive. As far as old school technology goes, there's just something fun to be said about driving these old style trucks. They just kind of put like a stupid grin on your face. So yeah, this is the Blackfoot. I'm gonna dive into some running videos for you guys. Like I said, carbon chassis, aluminum oil filled shocks, MIP diff, aluminum wheels, and then the body I had done by my friend that owns a body shop. He painted it Subaru OBP, which is Obsidian Black Pearl for me, and so it's got a really nice paint job. It's got the blue pearl and the sun and everything. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's a fun little truck, and yeah. I'm going to be doing a review on this one here soon, and we'll talk maybe briefly about this one here at some point, but yeah, wanted to focus on this one. This is the one that I like to run and drive, and yeah, watch for the vid of it running. Thanks, guys.